Hello and welcome. My name is Sharon and this is Trio.of.Witches Tarot. And this is going to be a VR to Marlena Teresa, her Tarot to the Extreme Round 2. Forgive my hands. Lots of dishwashing for after Christmas Eve. They have dishpan hands. So the first category is modern versus vintage. I think everyone's going to recognize my vintage choice. I'm going to put that aside. And the modern one is very new to me. I saw it on Fairlight Tarot's Instagram. This is one of those photographic collage decks, but there you go, is very modern. So it's not vintagey at all. And I really like it. I think it's really done really well and brought the RWS a very modern feel. It's a very, very cool deck. I haven't worked with it enough yet, but I really, really I love this card so much. So that is the Savvy Soul Tarot. And then for my vintage, I chose the Centennial RWS. And I feel like this is an obvious choice, but this is the deck that almost every other deck is based on. And so almost every other deck that I have, to be fair. I have a lot of RWS decks. I have a few Marseille, a few and a couple other kinds. And the colors of it feel vintagey. To me, this is the ultimate vintage, just because of the fact that it is the template for most tarot decks that are made. So let's see what they look side by side. Interesting. I wouldn't use these together. Oh, I love this star card too. I think this is the card that totally sold me on this deck. They just don't go together. The very modern versus the very vintage. Okay, and the next category is new moon versus full moon, which at first I struggled with a little bit. So let's start with the new moon. So for me, the new moon is about working with a cycle, the beginning of a cycle. So I chose the Ethereal Visions Luna edition. And I feel like this captures at once the darkness of a dark moon, the new moon, and it feels light and like light is coming back, and it just feels like beginnings to me. I don't even know how to describe it. It just feels like the new moon to me. It's beautiful and it's light, and at the same time it's dark. And then for my full moon, I chose the blood moon. And for me, the full moon is about exploring what I may or may not have accomplished and being transported to a more dreamlike place. The deck is definitely a little bit nightmarish. Okay, so let's see what they look like together, because to me these are both very dreamlike decks. I guess that's the thing, is that dreamlike state, but one is more of a dream and one is a little bit more of a nightmare. I don't expect these two to go together either. artwork style, the color palette. Yeah, I would never use these together, I don't think. To wait and see what it looks like when I'm editing the video. I may change my mind. I often do. Some of them work, some of them don't. Love that Lovers card. So those are my choices for the new moon and the full moon. Okay, and the next category is cute versus creepy. So let's start with cute. This is the Kawaii Tarot, and the name means cute. And it is so freaking adorable. I just got this. It was a Christmas gift from my very dear friend. And it is just freaking adorable. Look at that devil. And I don't really have any cute decks other than this and the Boo Tarot. And the Boo Tarot is adorable too, but this one with all these adorable animals. And it's, you know, it's not themed to Halloween, where the Boo is more themed to Halloween for me. It's just, look at that turtle, so cute. This is just the most adorable deck in the world. I don't love the cardstock. It's very cardboardy. That's unfortunate. But it is so cute. Look at that cat. So cute. Okay, and then for my creepy, we have the Raincoast Tarot. And this has just got lots of weird going on. Creepy things and eyes and weird hands and skeletons, and it is, I love it. But it is pretty, like, look at that. It's, what is happening? It's creepy. Even the Three of Cups, they do not look happy. And this guy with the skeleton in his beard. These guys, who are they? What are they doing? There's just weird faces, and everybody's blue. I do love this Lovers card. But like there's fire, and I have some creepy decks, but I think it shows well, and that this is the creepiest of them. This guy. Okay, so let's do it side by side. These might actually be kind of fun together. The color palettes work together. These two are working better than any that so far. This is kind of fun. These two are kind of fun together. Yeah, I like those two together. Okay, so that is my cute versus creepy, the kawaii. Okay. And the next category is on my table versus in my bag. So I'll start with on my table. This is the Marloon Tarot, and this has been my go-to deck for a while now because it's just so gentle and comforting. I still get really good messages from it. It's the color palette and the expressions on the people's faces, and it feels like a place where I want to go. And mermaid. So this is my on my table. I use this almost every day deck. And then in my purse deck is my Wild Unknown mini. Carry it around, and I've used this to do fun readings at work, and there's nothing in here that could be objectionable. People seem to really like this deck, resonate with it. You know, there's no nudity, there's no animal violence, no dead animals and stuff. So this is a great deck to use, and I like it. It's just handy, and the tin is very sturdy and survives in my purse. So that is my, on my table, Marloon, which I keep in this Moonlit Fae bag. There's little moons, it seems perfect. And the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot in my bag. Okay, so the next category is realistic versus fanciful. So let's do my realistic first. And it is the Majestic Earth Tarot. So this deck is artwork from artists associated with the Hudson River School and other artistic styles, including Luminism, Romanticism, Symbolism, Academism, and Realism. So these are very realistic paintings. And I mean, what do you say? This is just beautiful, curated art that is very realistic. So that is my realistic deck, the Majestic Earth. And my fanciful deck is the Slavic Legends. It's so beautiful. The artwork is so amazing, and it is so fanciful. Any single one card I could just stare at forever and imagine the story behind it. And once they have the guidebook and I know the stories, that will be even better. Look at that world card. I have several decks that I could have put in this category, but this one tops them all. I'm thinking about getting a smaller edition of this deck. Okay, let's do a side-by-side of these two. This might be really nice. The rose petal finish. Colors the same there. Yeah, I like this big deck because you can really see the artwork. But I feel like I really need a smaller one, and I think they have a matte one. Now they have a couple finishes for the smaller one. And after doing this, I really think I need it. This is just massive if you want to do a big spread. Yeah, they do look really nice together though. Okay, so those are my choices for realistic versus fanciful. Okay, and the last category is quiet versus loud. Now for the quiet, this is the Ember and Aura, and this is the Awakening edition. And this is also a really comforting deck that delivers messages in a very gentle way. And I find the colors and the artwork so calming. And it never yells at me. It just gives me messages that I need to know. And then for my loud deck, I have the Mary L. And the Mary L yells at me. It just says, hey, you need to do this thing. You need to do it now. here's how you do it. And if you come back tomorrow and you aren't done yet, I will yell at you again until you are done. And then I will yell at you about something new. There's nothing comforting about these images. This deck demands a lot of you. Demands that you really think about what these cards mean. And it demands that you overcome, like this card, you overcome some stuff so you can even work with it. There's a lot of confrontational cards in here. So that is my loud versus my quiet. Okay, so that's all my decks for my VR to Tarot to the Extreme Round 2. And thank you, Marlena Teresa, for creating such fun tags to respond to. I hope you enjoyed that. And please remember to like and subscribe and click on the bell so you know when I have new videos. As always, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and take care of yourself. Bye.